Welcome to Heart of the Swarm, Fighting Spirit, spawning as the Red Zerg from KT Rolster in the top right-hand position. It is Crazy, formerly known as Crazy Hydra. And spawning in the top left-hand position as the Blue Protoss, it's Classic from STX Seoul.
I thought that was my part.
Well, you were on your phone.
Well, I'm checking the last match by Classic right now.
All right.
Just trying to check, trying to double check which one it is. And yes, he did win against Effort.
Yeah.
So he did win a PvC in Starcraft2 as a Protoss player once. And we're seeing in-base Pylon once again. And is it going to be the same build that Bisu did on this map?
I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
Because it still seems like a great idea to go for a gateway expansion on this map, simply because the gas, you only need to build one assimilator. Of course, this is a high-yield geyser in the main base. And, you know, hey, you only need 3 guys instead of 6, so just it gives you more wiggle room to do other things. It opens up other possibilities.
But I still have to say the biggest factor is you can wall off at the natural with only 2 gateways and 1 pylon while going for the one base into expansion, because the reason why Protoss players start going for the Forge Fast Expand is against the Zerglings. You know, you have the really small choke, and the Zerglings can't get through if you have 1 unit, and even if you don't have a unit there, all you need to do is build a pylon, and you know, the Zergling all-in, easy to deflect.
Oh. Well, we have Crazy going for a hatchery first build here, so we're going to have to see what Crazy wants to do. Oh, Crazy actually going for a Nexus first build here. I guess he's just getting the pylon in his main base, going to do a parting style expansion.
Greedy as possible.
Yeah, greedy as possible. This is the greediest build. Luckily for Crazy, he will not be punished by going for hatch first, which is generally it can be a risky move. You can get cannon rushed.
Yeah, but even going for the Nexus first is kind of risky, especially if you do the in base, because you don't have the pylon at the natural. So think about this: if you have the pylon at the natural and then start going for the Nexus and then the Forge, you don't need the second pylon right away to build the cannon at the natural. Now you need to waste extra 100 minerals to get that pylon up and then build the cannon.
Cannon going down, and Gateway will follow shortly here. And Classic, he is scouting everything out. He knows that this is a hatchery first build, which makes him perfectly safe, but essentially both players are just doing the greediest possible openers at this point.
Oh, definitely. Now, Crazy, he's going to take the 3 o'clock expansion for sure, unless he wants to do some sort of Brood War style expansion. And if he does that, I would like to see Mutas come out because of the mobility of the Mutas.
Yeah, well, it would be kind of weird to see a Brood War style expansion on this map, because generally you would take the natural, if I recall, right?
Yeah, what happens in Brood War PvZ is you take the natural of some other expansions. For example, given how Crazy and Classic spawn on this map, Crazy would take the right bottom natural, and then he will be able to take the fort base easily because he has the natural well defended. Granted, it's going to be harder for some of these players to defend against Protoss timing pushes, but if you can get it working, then it's going to be perfect for Zerg players to take a 4th base early in the game.
Yeah, I have a feeling we won't really see too much of that because of the high yield gas at these. I guess at the 3, 6, or at the 3, 6, 9, and 12 o'clock positions.
Well, I was thinking about it a little bit, and it really depends on the player preference. You know, if you take the, like you said, if you take the 3 o'clock, you get the high yield, and yes, you get the gas really fast for a certain amount of time, but you also have to think that if you get the natural secured completely, and if the Zerg player is thinking much further into the game, you can secure the 4th base no problem.
Yeah, that is true. Stargate. Double Stargate on the way.
I really like
for
this.
Classic here. I love that he's going for the double Stargate opening, and if he spots neither of them, then this is going to be a very deadly timing push here. Crazy, he's moving across with his Overlord, but he's not getting any real scouting information here. He actually still doesn't know what is going on.
So yeah, what Classic is going for is pretty much the double Stargate play. He gets the number of Phoenixes out, goes for the scouting and see what his opponent is going for, and then he plays by the rules. For example, if Crazy decides to go for Mutas, he is perfectly defended. All he has to do is start spamming the Phoenixes and make sure he scouts the Mutas and where they are. If he doesn't see any Mutas come out and instead some different tech, he just starts getting Void Rays and just supports it along with Zealous and some Sentries while taking the 3rd expansion.
So unfortunately for Crazy here, he didn't scout anything.
Yeah.
He has no idea of these double Stargate plays here, and if there's no Spore Crawlers as well.
Yeah, but one thing I want to point out also is Crazy is going for 2-base tech. You know, we are all so used to seeing the third hatchery from the Zerg players, and then we expected that to happen, except we're not happening. And here is a Nidus Swarm along with the Infestation Prince. So this is going to be a Swarm Host Nidus attack by Crazy.
The real question here is this going to be the build where you get lots of spines and spores outside your opponent's natural, and, you know, kind of go for... Oh, look at this, though. Not using the Stargates anymore. He's just putting out a crap ton of gateways. The Phoenix, though, they're going to miss all of the important tech from his opponent, but he has noticed the high queen count.
This is looking scary for Classic, because if the Nidus Swarm goes down, if there's enough Swarm Hosts out on the map, he doesn't have any detection. He needs to start making Oracles right now. The Robo is going to be too late, and he scouts everything now.
Classic knows exactly what is going on now. He is in the know, so now he's going to have to do his best to defend against this attack. The problem is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like 8 queens there, and that is just a scary amount of queens.
Yeah, the Swarm Host is now going to be able to slowly creep up. The problem is Classic, like I said, he needs the vision or lift up all the Swarm Hosts before they burrow on the ground.
So, you know, it looks like Classic, he's making more Phoenix here. I think if he can hit a critical number of Phoenix there, he may be able to just lift off every single queen and just take them out one by one.
Oh, definitely, but the Swarm Host, you also have to think about it, because it's going to be so perfect for the ground army.
Hold that thought. We have a big attack coming from Classic at the natural of Crazy, and he actually has nothing to defend against this. We could go into a quasi-base trace scenario here, actually, but the queens, they're focusing down those the cybernetic score there.
The problem is he doesn't have the vision, and Crazy, he'll be able to defend against this attack, you know, by some time. His opponent, Classic, he needs to get the vision. Instead, he's getting the 2 Void Rays, and really nice pickup on the Swarm Host.
The Swarm Hosts are going down here. It looks like this attack from Crazy has been completely thwarted, and now Classic, I think he's going to have just a humongous advantage here. There's nothing to deal with the mass amounts of Phoenix as well, and, you know, it feels like, oh, excellent force field on the ramp as well, and I'm pretty sure that there's just going to be nothing that Crazy can really do in this scenario against what Classic has.
Yeah, but Classic also can't do anything against these Swarmos. He doesn't have the vision. He has the Void Rays, but he needs the vision. He needs the detection, and these Phoenixes are doing a really nice job lifting up all those drones, wiping every single one of them out. So now it's just all Classic has to do is kill the Swarm Hosts.
Yes, he needs the detection, the kill, build up the Swarm Hosts here, and they are doing a good amount of damage to to Classic's natural wall there. But, I mean, I feel like it's only a matter of time before Classic has the proper tech out to deal with these Swarm Hosts. And Classic also, amazingly enough, going for a hidden expansion in the middle of the map here, and I think that's like the last thing that Crazy is going to expect at this point in the game.
Yeah, by all means, Classic is far ahead in the game. He kills so many drones. He pretty much now expanding around the map just to make sure that the Swarm Host cannot get there by time. Now, he is going to lose the natural from this point on because he doesn't have any detection and he has no answers against the Swarm Host. But this is a slow death compared to what Crazy what Classic against his opponent, and now every single queen is being picked off.
The queens are being picked off here, the Void Rays and Phoenix, even the Nexus Cannon moving in here to do excellent amounts of damage. And the queens there are slowly falling here. Also the natural base for Crazy, it's gonna go down, but the natural falls for Classic as well. Classic, he still has not killed off all these queens as well, and I mean, I feel like Classic, he should be able to win this game no problem, but I mean, there's still a small chance that Crazy could do a critical amount of damage and maybe even take out all the buildings.
By all means, Crazy, he needs to finish the game as soon as possible. The biggest mistake by Classic is he has the economy. Where is the Oracle?
The Oracle or an Observer. I'm surprised that not
he's
see
getting
that.
a Robo right now, and I don't know. I mean, getting the Oracle, he could get it right away instead of getting the Void Ray, and he's just not getting it.
Oh, but look at this. The Zealots are moving here. Uh-oh, big mistake. Lifting up those Infestors, unburrowing them is going to allow 2 of them to get sniped off there. And the Queens are going to come back. They're going to be able to keep those Swarm Hosts alive. But we have some Zealots moving in as well to try to help deal with those Queens and more from getting lifted off as well. but there's not many Phoenix left here.
Finally, there's an Oracle coming out by Classic. This is something that he should have done a long time ago. Maybe he wanted to wait until he had the critical number of Void Rays to deal against the Swarmos really quick.
Yeah, I actually feel like this is a little bit sloppy by Classic. I mean, it could be because he is a bit of an inexperienced Protoss player.
I think that is the answer.
Because he was playing so well up until a certain point, and he kind of stagnated for a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, Classic is still very far ahead in this game here, but I think he's just a little bit afraid of that queen count.
Yeah, in fact, look at the number of Swarmos. That is not even scary at this point. As long as his Oracle doesn't die, this is going to be so perfect for him. And even Classic, he's going for double Robo with a Robo Bay.
Making that double Robo in the middle of the map here. I mean, I guess he has the high yield base now, so he can have an excellent economy here. Also, with that hidden expansion as well, Classic is in a great position from a macro standpoint. And you know what? Since Classic lost his natural, this is actually like a weird position for Crazy, because he doesn't expect these expansions all around the map.
He actually thinks he's quite far ahead in the game.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But another big issue is Crazy has not retaken his natural, and
well, he can't. You saw his economy before. He only had 8 drones. There's no queen pumping the larva. One base economy with 8 drones. That's like only 30 seconds into the game.
All right, well, looks like these queens, they're moving out here. Oh, look at this, though. That expansion has been spotted by Crazy here, and now he's probably wondering to himself, crap, how long has that been up for? I don't know.
He couldn't even had a chance to click on the mineral, so he doesn't know how far he's behind. But I think I think Classic is just showing all these bases, showing that this is how far ahead I am in the game.
I don't know. I think this may be a little bit of a mistake by Classic to do this. He's just not even really caring at this point. I mean, the game isn't over yet, but it's just in this weird, funky place right now.
Well, he's going to have the 2 Colossus out just in time. But I would like to see an Observer getting mixed in pretty soon. And even if the middle base gets taken down, it doesn't matter, because look how many bases Crazy has.
Crazy's got 1 base, and that's not much of a base anyway. 3 cannons going down at Classic's other hidden expansion, but will the cannons finish before the Zerglings get there? That's the real question. 2 Colossus here now, though. I'm pretty sure that this base is defended enough to survive. Oh, no! Oh, the Oracle goes down. Classic making actually a lot of mistakes at this point in the game here.
Only needs is protection.
Yeah, all he needs is protection. He can. He has 2 Robos, but he just doesn't want to really build much protection in this game. Now, the Queens are moving in here. They're doing their best to take out this middle base here, and we have a recall. Classic's just being BM, I think, at this point, man. He could have finished this game a long time ago. Maybe he has a personal grudge against Crazy. You know, maybe Crazy is responsible for the death of his family or something, and
that sounds terrible.
And wants to just take it out by embarrassing him in StarCraft.
Well, the middle bases, of course, is going to get taken out, which means the double Robo is also going to get picked off pretty soon. However, look at the number of Void Rays going for the Queens down. I think he actually needs to pull back with the Void Rays.
He does need to pull back. That's just a humongous queen count here. And
finally, Observers.
An Observer does
which are unpowered.
Well, they actually are unpowered right now, so I mean, I guess eventually Classic, he's going to be able to consolidate his forces in the middle of the map. The Queens are coming out, but they can't deal against the Zealots and the Colossi, and now these units are simply getting completely destroyed. Swarm hosts or none, there's simply nothing left. Crazy finally GG's out of this game. STX Soul 4-0 sweeps. Oh, sorry, STX Soul 4-0 sweeps KT Rolster.
Yeah, don't correct yourself there. That was the correct term. And for what happened today between KT Rolster and STX Soul.
So I'm like 99% sure that Classic was just messing with Crazy after he realized that he won that game. He's like, my opponent, he has no bases. He's stuck on one base economy. He's got a handful of queens and swarm hosts. There's no way I can lose this game. I'm just going to mess around now.
Yeah, it looked kind of scary because he had a perfect chance to win the game, except he was just trying to make sure he won the game without any detection.
Yeah, I think that was it. He's like, I have to win this game without detection. He was